name's Trevor Madrid. I've been on, 13 or 14 years? I can't remember what it is. I think it's 13 years. And I've been on 100 plus fires over my career. Got known exposure. I have synovial sarcoma. I was diagnosed March 19th, 2019. It's been like 600 plus days of fighting this cancer. So hundreds of hours of chemo, 50 plus rounds of radiation, had 2 surgeries so far, getting ready to go December 14th for another tumor removal, my second tumor. The way that I really found it is my daughter kicked me in my side and killed me over in pain. And I was in pain for like an hour plus, like, oh my God, my stomach hurts. And Ange was like, how did a 2-year-old kick you that hard? There's no way, like whatever. So I kind of pushed through. There's a couple other things. Like I thought I was getting fat. Like when I was running around station 2, like I was getting side cramps. I was thinking it was side cramps when I was running. It felt like that pinching feeling when you run too much. Little things like that. And then Ange ended up getting sick. She was sick like 3 weeks. She found out that she was pregnant. So I was like, oh man, this is awesome. And then I ended up getting sick like the next day. 2 days later, I can't move my legs out of the car. And I'm still like, I'm fine. I'm 35. I'm 33 years old. I'm not going to get checked out. I just have abdominal pain. She's like, Trevor, this is not right. You need to go get checked out. If you have stomach cancer or something. Like, no. And I still didn't want to go in. So she's like, all right, if you don't want to go in, call Chris Hayes' wife, Nicole.
Right.
She's a PA. She'll tell you what's going on. So call Nicole, and she's like, hey, it sounds like diverticulitis. They're at a Cubs game. I feel terrible that I'm bothering them. She's like, hey, you need to go get checked out. If you have diverticulitis, they're going to send you home with antibiotics and you'll be on your way. Fine, I'll go get checked out for diverticulitis. This sucks. I love nuts. So
right. Yeah.
I'm going to have to stop eating nuts. This is stupid. So I go in and the doctor is like, yeah, it sounds like diverticulitis. CT comes back and he comes in the room and he's like, hey, you have a 5-inch mass. Come with me, because he knows I was a firefighter. So he's showing me the monitor and it's this huge mass on the screen. I'm like, what the hell? He's like, hey, we just have to get a biopsy somewhere else. So we get a biopsy. We're just kind of sitting there. He walks in and he's like, hey, it's one of 3 cancers. It's either lymphoma, testicular, or sarcoma. I'm like, wait, doc. There's no way. He's like, I was like, can this be benign? He's like, highly unlikely. Walks out of the room. I'm like, maybe he asked me follow-up questions, but in my mind, that's what it felt like. He said, there's these 3 cancers. It's highly unlikely that it's nothing. And walked out of the room. I look at Steve. Steve's mouth's like wide open, like, And I look at Ange and I was like, I'm sorry. She looked back at me and said, I'm sorry. Because I've researched cancer before. I watched Root die. I knew just the process and the hardships I was going to put on my family. So I just felt terrible that my exposures caused this.
The hardship, everything that you got to go through, but you're sitting here with your wife, just found out she's pregnant with another one. You got family.
Yes.
So what was going through your mind?
Honestly, I was really, really sad that I was going to put Ange through this and put my family through this, knowing that I have a 2-year-old at home, knowing that we have so many plans. I know like back then I thought cancer was cancer. I knew that there was different types of cancer, but the whole word cancer was all encompassing. I didn't know, like, I knew that there was different kinds, but I didn't really understand what it meant. I just thought it was placement. I didn't know the severity. So my mind just started spinning and not knowing like what it was. I think that was the biggest part, not knowing. Like, you get this biopsy, you think that this biopsy results are going to come back. They're like, hey, let's schedule an appointment 2 weeks later. So, just that waiting period of
Yeah.
not knowing what it is.
What were
Yeah.
your immediate needs, and what helped you truly get through your toughest, darkest days?
So my immediate needs, um, I think my immediate needs that I felt were important were trying to get this covered to protect my family.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I reached out to you that day and I was like, Scott, this is what I'm going through. What do I need to do? We've talked about cancer before. Um, is just trying to get this covered. Like, my wife's business was booming. Um, so we had money saved, and that money went way faster than I thought with
Yeah.
like none of us working and traveling and like eating out and all the stuff that we didn't do before.
Knowing what you have right now, would you still make the decision to be a firefighter?
There's a lot of stuff that I would have done differently. Went in so many fires. I think about carrying my turnouts, something that little, carrying my turnouts on my arm,
Yep.
not getting them washed all the time, going into wanting to go back into a fire over and over and over again in those dirty turnouts.
Yep.
I was on the stick farm fire right across the street from Lifetime Fitness. And I think we went through like 5 or 6 bottles
Yep.
in the same turnouts. So it's just crazy. Like, what I thought was awesome is now what pretty much gave me my cancer.
Yep.
Just those exposures and the secondary exposures, the not taking a shower, like everything that we've implemented to prevent this. I think that over time we're going to get better and we're going to like curb this cancer, but it's going to take everybody doing their part and not getting the secondary and third exposures,
Yep.
not having cloth seats in trucks, not keeping dirty turnouts in trucks, and mitigate some of the secondary. We can't mitigate the first exposure. I understand that's our job, that's our career, that's what we signed up for, that's what we love.
What message would you have for those people who, one, don't think it's them, right? They're 33 and
Yeah.
they're like, I just got kicked in the side. This is horrible. I'm not going to go to the doctor. Or two, I'm going to stick my dirty turnouts right here and it's cool to be a smoke eater.
So first off, get checked early. Do your part with, going to the dermatologist, getting skin cancer checked. And if something's not right, it's not right. Get checked. And then secondly, talking about the fire guys or the guys and girls in service right now, do your part to not give yourself secondary exposures and giving the other crews secondary exposures. Clean your turnouts. If you're in smoke, send them in. We have this cool program where we bag up our turnouts and they magically reappear back at the station clean. So
Yeah, I love it.
if your turnouts are dirty, send them out and clean the cab of the truck.
Yep.
That's where we live majority of the time, besides inside the station. Clean the cab of the truck and take your showers after fires and wipe down.
Yep. Nice. Anything else you want to add?
I want to add to all my brothers and sisters on the fire service, thank you so much. I would not be able to get through this without you. The amount of support that Scott Figgins, Steve Heyer, everybody that helped me do my bathroom, to donating your hard-earned money to my family. We would have not been able to get through this without you. I thought that we could do it by ourselves at first, and I was had a very rude awakening. And every little thing, the front yard, every little thing that everybody's done for me has been a tremendous help. And having that camaraderie has been truly amazing. And it shows that what we're about, that, going through a hard time, we have each other's backs. And you guys have done far above and beyond. And honestly, I probably wouldn't be living in this house behind me if you guys didn't help me out, because there's no way that financially I would have been able to afford my mortgage. If you do get diagnosed with cancer, be open about it. Tell people about it, because we want to learn and we want to make changes. And the only way that we're going to make changes if we know what you guys are going through. You know, it's like people that had cardiac arrest back in the day,
Yeah.
you know, we changed the way we ate from it. So with cancer now, we need to change the way our culture is. And the only way that we're going to do that is with you coming forward and being open and honest.
Trevor, dude, as always, thanks for your time, man. I know you're a busy man right now, and you got plenty of things to do, including hanging out with the fam. So get back to it, man. Love you, bro. Thanks for everything.
I appreciate it, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you.